Welcome everybody to episode 67. Cannot believe that we're here.
I'm super excited.
67.
Yes.
And with you. How exciting.
Yes.
This is my good friend, Kimberly Rivas with Untitled Insurance. How are you?
Doing well. I'm super excited. I was not expecting this. I will say that. So when I saw your email, I was like,
I warned you. No, I warned you when we did Jerry's. I told you, you're coming.
Right. But I didn't actually believe it.
Oh, well. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kimberly. I am the co-owner of the Rivas Insurance Group, which is a jungle agency.
And what do you do?
We sell insurance to everybody that has a home, an auto, and investment properties, but we're more on the personal side.
Kimberly's team and my team, we work closely together because I don't do the homeowners. They don't do the big commercial stuff. And so we've developed a good working relationship, but we have a past life.
Yes.
We have a very involved past life that takes us through a lot of ups and downs.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yes.
Crazy times. Tell everybody though about yourself as far as like pre-insurance. Like what did you do before and how did you end up in this industry?
So I've always said that there is a pre-2020 Kimberly and a after 2020 Kimberly, because it involved my marriage. It involves how we got to where we are now. So as Ciara was mentioning, the before insurance, which is pre-2020, it was somebody that was building her career in corporate. I was in banking and I made sure I started as a teller. I went to member services, then I did loans, and it was all corporate ladder, making sure that, I was where I needed to be and where I saw myself being without knowing that life was going to completely change in 2020. So not only was the pandemic super stressful for us, but it was the year that Jerry, my husband, which is who we own the insurance agency with, was like, hey, would you like to do this with me?
Caveat, while she was in banking, Jerry worked with us at a prior insurance agency. And so yes. I remember you in the banking days
yes,
working.
Exactly.
And I remember that. So that's the
Yes.
That's the pre-life
that's
of
the
us.
Pre-life.
And so that's how we met them.
Correct. And once he said that, he was very serious. I took it as a joke. My first initial reaction was like, no, why would I do that? I was super nervous for many reasons, because it's the unknown of working with your spouse, is the unknown of, I have a stable income. I told him my income can completely take care of all of our personal bills. So why would I leave that to join you in this ride of the unknown? So my first initial reaction was no, a hard no. And then as things progressed, time went by, realized that he needed someone in his corner that will understand what it is to be there and push him harder. And that's when I decided to say yes.
When was that?
That was exactly July of 2019. That was July of 2019 that I said, yes, I would join you in this crazy ride. What happened is July comes, we start doing things together. Then all of a sudden, fast forward to 2020, it's been 6 months of building something out of nothing. 2020 comes around, we find out that business is not doing well for a lot of reasons. One, we were new in the sense of owning something. So, and all the things that come, the baggage that comes with that, learning how to build something out of nothing. Then we find out in February that I'm pregnant.
Wild.
February, we find out that I am pregnant. March, the world finds out that there is a pandemic, right? And by July of that 2020, Jerry had to make the tough decision of saying, this is not going exactly the right path that we were heading. I am going to sell and restart. So it was all this craziness
chaos
of what is going to happen. So it was the unknown that was the scariest part, which is why I say there's a pre-2020 and an after 2020.
I think that's the viewpoint for a lot of us. It's like, it's just world was so different. The world was so different. We were so different. I'm a different person.
100%.
And I don't know that it's for the better. I'm going to be honest. The isolation piece and doing this, like you guys, right? I opened November of 2019, March, it all shut down from scratch, just like you guys. Like it was hard. I mean, I didn't have a baby coming, so I can't even imagine the pressure, you know, but like there is a pre-2020 Ciara and a post for sure. So I understand that feeling. Yeah.
Exactly. So when all of that takes place, right, he sells, we go, what I would think that is a 2 months of non-employment. And then in October, somebody reaches out to him via LinkedIn about redoing this from the very beginning. And then it's just like, my son was born in October. Somebody reaches out to him in October. All of these like super life-changing decisions have to be made in a time of 30 days.
Quick. Yeah.
Yes. So he decides to say yes. He didn't know how to bring it up to me again. Like, okay, so you remember the conversation we had in 2019 about you joining me? So he had it again with me, like, hey, I want to do this again. At that point in time, to me, it was what I will consider a faster and simple yes, because it's like, okay, we're already here. Like, how much lower, how much more down can we go from zero, right? So I said yes. We said, okay, we're going to do this right all over again. And then we started. So I consider my like entrepreneurial life actually starting in 2021, the after 2020 fiasco. So from there, what was the question again?
I don't even remember. This is very engaging. It was like the pre-Kimberly. But no, you addressed it.
The post-Kimberly, like the 2021 and starting a business all over again from scratch, that is where I say, okay, that's where our life pivoted and it has been completely different. And from here now, all the questions that you're going to ask me are based on 2021 forward. So for the past 5 years, whatever questions you're going to ask me are based on everything that I've learned in those 5 years.
Thank you for teeing me up, because my immediately might be a personal question. You don't have to get as personal as you feel comfortable. What have you learned about yourself in those 5 years?
My gosh. Okay. I will say that say yes. So far now it's okay. Where can life take me? We just have to say yes. The chances of you growing and actually bettering yourself come with you saying yes and taking those opportunities that are going to be scary. And I've learned that also from you, because it's like, okay, what's the worst thing that could happen? Okay, we go back to like starting from zero. Done that.
The thing is too that like the fear of failure is so paralyzing, but the thing is that people like you will not fail. You know you're not going to fail, right? You're just not going to fail because you're a hard worker.
Yes.
Right? If you got an opportunity, you're going to say yes. You're going to be scared, just like me. But if it's 6 weeks, 8 weeks, you're going to work harder than anybody in those 6 to 8 weeks to prepare for that. Right? Like that. And I think that it only works, to your point, is once you start saying yes and you build that confidence in your yes, because you're confident in your work ability.
Correct.
The confidence becomes because you're confident in your ability to prepare.
Exactly.
Not that you're the best for the opportunity or that you are ready for the outcome of that opportunity. It's just, you just know you're not going to fail, right? You're not going to show up unprepared, because then you humiliate yourself, right?
Yes.
Like that. And I think that's the confidence. It's not in the confidence of knowing everything or knowing what each opportunity entails. It's just like, I know that I will work until I figure it out be prepared for that day.
100%. One of the things, what you just said, that showing up, there has been times that I show up in a room and I'm like, I am not going to know everything. I'm going to stay quiet. I am as an outgoing person as I am, when I go into a room that I'm going to be nervous, I'm going to be scared and all of this, I stay quiet because I want to see who's going to be the person that's going to talk first, what they're going to say, and then I leave that's how I make my way in, because it's like I have to understand where I'm putting myself in that position, and it's like molding myself in a way that is going to be presentable in the room that I'm in. I'm not saying I'm changing who I am, but it's just making sure that who is showing up is the right person at that point in time.
That's really good. That's really good. No, but that's a good tactic. And listen, you've built the business. I mean, Jerry knows. He said it. I'm pretty sure he said it on our episode. Like, he always gives you the credit, right? But it's true. You deserve it. You are the hunter. What, like, have you always been that way?
I will say that it has to do with my upbringing, changing. And I'm sure that a lot of people feel this way that have moved from a different country to here, because it's like, you have to learn the language. You have to learn, again, what the room that you're putting yourself in, what are the people doing? How are they interacting? How you learn from looking. And again, you mold yourself to that, so that way you can show up in the right place at the right time. So I will say that changing countries, changing languages, learning how to properly educate yourself to show up in the best way. And single moms, proud of you guys because you guys do it all. My mom has taught me that in order for you to better perform anybody else is hard work. So I always say single moms are the ones that are like, you have to be on the lookout for, because they're going to outwork you, because they know what is waiting for them at home. So from that, I learned that from her. So it's always outworking yourself, in the sense, not like, okay, the burnout feeling, not that. No. It's just consistency, the consistent on following up, showing up. All of that is what has made us grow. It is what has made us make a difference. And why people say, oh, how do you guys do it? I'm not reinventing the wheel. I am literally just showing up, following up, and making sure that I am putting my best foot forward.
Yeah, but you make it sound so easy.
It's not.
It's not. I mean, you just you're not reinventing the wheel, but how do you do it? Like,
no, it's really not. I mean, mind you, and anytime that there's an event, that there is something that I'm sure I'm going to get home and I'm going to crash. I'm just going to be like, okay, that's it. Like, I gave it all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that happens to me too. It sounds like I understand what your point is about like the work ethic that comes. Listen, I mean, if you haven't moved to another, which I haven't, right? So I'm not familiar with it. You know, I have a dad that did, and I couldn't imagine having to move somewhere else and learn another language to be able to survive. Right. And so what age did you come?
I was 10.
And that's a whole nother, it's a whole other work ethic that it's challenging when you're at that age. Right. And I'm sure you got made fun of, and there's always that piece of it, but it gives you the thick skin.
Yes.
It gives you the thick skin. It gives you the ability to let things go. And you know what? Your back is against the wall. Again, you're not going to fail. You're not going to fail.
The making fun of, having to learn the language, and knowing I don't even know how to articulate this correctly, but it's just making sure that you're not losing yourself when you are becoming this alternate person of you that is going to show up in the right place at the right time. Because everywhere that you go, you're leaving a piece of yourself. So it's just making sure that you're leaving the right piece in that room, because that's how people are going to remember you. That's how you're going to be making those connections, and how they're going to connect you to other people. So if you're showing up in not your true self, when they're trying to connect you with somebody else, the connection is not gonna be there, because they're not putting you with the right people that are going to be like-minded like you, that are going to be go-getters.
That's great advice. And honestly, I've never even thought about that myself, of that sometimes we're just so burnt out, right? You just show up at these events, just low energy, tired, maybe in a bad mood. You know, you guys walked in here and I was having a day, right? Like, correct. If I would have had to have gone to an event, like I would have brought that energy, and I wouldn't have thought about, like, sometimes these are the people that I'm meeting for the first time, and that's their impression of me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And then you're right. The connections are based off of that version of me. Obviously, part of the hunting that you do that you're very good at is your networking, right? And so did you learn that somewhere? How did you learn it?
No. So I think it was just
trial and error
in that moment, in those times, because it was just realizing what am I going to bring to our business? Like, what is the piece that makes it different? Jerry brings all the knowledge. He learned that with you guys in the years of experience that he did with you guys. He's been doing this forever. He had a corporate position that also facilitated the knowledge that he has and the connections that he has. So it was like, what am I bringing to the table? You get me? It was one of those things that it made me realize, okay, hold on. If we're putting our forces together, he has a half that he brings that is very strong. I have to bring something else that is going to make it better. And it's not this 50-50, it's 100% him and 100% me that is going to be going in.
Something better and different, right? Because
Exactly.
you don't need two of the same skill sets.
Correct. So what I notice is when we've did it together and we did it apart. We went to networking together, and it was just like, okay, it actually works best, believe it or not. So I know I may lose some people with what I'm saying, but I'm trying to make it to where it's simple and simplified. The reason why I say sometimes it's best to do it together in a networking setting is because we divide and conquer. He goes to the left side of the room. He starts talking to people. He's very straightforward, black and white, and everything. So he knows, let me start the conversation and then let me bring in Kimberly, because I am more of the fluff. What do I mean by that? I want to get to know you and not the career you. So I start putting things together that are going to make me remember and then be able to connect the pieces. Because career you're going to be able to talk a lot about your career. And
I sell mortgages.
Exactly. And then it's going to get boring.
I sell home insurance. Yeah, we know. Nobody cares.
Correct.
Right.
So it's just putting that personal touch that people, especially at networking groups, can sometimes get lost because it's always the same 3 questions. And then sometimes you need what's called that, like the liquor courage. I try not to do that because it's like, I want to remember every piece of the conversations that we're having. So that way it could be a better solidified. Yes, I'll have a drink in my hand, but if you know it, right. I'm not like actively drinking
right,
it.
While some people are on the 4th ticket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is where I will say that my strategy is where intentionally asking specific questions that are more on a personal level, that then I can bring it back into what they do for a living and how they built how they've built the business that they're in. Then when I'm by myself in a networking group, right, that is, I'm by myself, I'm solo and all of that, then I will say I will need that little bit of liquor courage. I have a drink and it's more relaxed. I am more quiet because it's like, okay, I have to listen and see what the people in the room are talking about. And going back to what I was saying earlier, how are they bringing up the conversations? And then I piggyback from that. Mm-hmm. So it's knowing how you're going to be presented in each situation.
It's interesting too, because it's almost like Jerry tees it up for you and then you're the closer. I love that.
Yes. So yes, that's the best way of putting it.
Like Jerry sets it up, but like you take it home.
Correct. And he loves it and hates it because then it's like, oh yes, you are the one with your wife that did.
I love it. That's so funny.
So yes,
it is what it is. I think that's part of growing a business, right? Especially spouse or not, which we're going to get into. It's just like play into your strengths. I was talking about this with someone yesterday, and it's like, look, especially in what we do, it's insurance. Exactly. We're nobody's favorite product. Nobody likes to pay the bill. No. It is what it is, but they might as well do it with a human that they like.
Correct.
And so it's like, it might as well, why wouldn't it be me?
Exactly.
Right? Why wouldn't it be you? But they have to know you to like you.
They have to know me to like you.
So it's like the social aspect of connection, human interaction and connection and drawing the best out of people. And then, you know what? When your insurance renews, you're going to remember me. That's kind of the whole.
That is the whole.
I said that yesterday on the call, and I was like, listen, and especially in our industry, because people are all the successful ones are golfing and they don't care. And I had a call today with someone that was like, I asked, how's the relationship with your agent? You know, they're like, well, he's fine, but like, I can't get a hold of him. Really, correct. That's all it boils down to.
So one of the things that I've noticed, and for those individuals that are not so present, is I will say, if you have the team, you have to educate the team that even when you're not there, they're talking about you. Like she's in a meeting or she's away in a convention, whatever it is that agency owner is doing, your team has to let the person that called in, they're going to give you a call back. You're going to be getting an email from them back because obviously they build that relationship with you. So they expect one way or another for Ciara to give them a call back, for Kimberly to give them a call back, because that was the person that they remember. But it's just, hey, I'm away, but you know that my
Right.
team has you.
Right. No, and that's even a thing. That's always what happens. I was talking to somebody on the weekend about this, and he was new, getting started, and I don't care. People can call me on my cell phone. And I said, dude, I get it. I understand that that's like equivalent to great customer service initially. In 2 years, you're going to lose.
Hate it.
Yeah, you're going to lose those people anyway because they're going to lose the access to you.
Correct.
Then you're going to shovel them to your service team, and they're going to be upset. Like, I'm telling you, that's not the way to do it. That's not the move.
Correct.
It's always a painful breakup, and then immediately it's almost like we're psychologists. Like, we're just selling insurance, dude. Why? Like, it's this connection.
That is literally one of the things that I always say is like, I am not saving lives. Why
Right,
is it like
right.
a life or death situation?
Always.
On those random calls.
Yeah. So obviously we have the strategy that you do for your networking. Solid. First person on the pod in 67 episodes that has said what you said. So I love this. It's a good strategy. It
Okay.
works. I think that
I don't try to do anything different though. It's just what I've realized.
I've had 67 conversations, and I haven't asked everybody about networking, but I asked the people that pride themselves on being good networkers. And I think that what I'm hearing is that there's an element of preparation from you, even for the event.
Yes.
I don't do that. Right. Like that's pretty strategic. And I like that. And so then now, obviously, networking works for your business and you're good at it. But what happens like with your schedule? How do you manage the schedule? How do you weed out the bad events? How do you say no to them? How do you how do you turn away the ones that are constantly wanting to take you to lunch that you just know are not the best time spent?
I will say that I'm a little bit of a stalker.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
Yes. So when it comes to selecting specific events, I try to who's inviting me to the event. Especially if it's a free event, it depends on who invited me. If it's completely free, I am going to say no.
Yep. Same. Okay. Check.
It's a no.
Yep.
Depending on the person that's inviting me, then that's completely different because
Sometimes
you've already
you have to do it right for the relationship or whatever. Fine. But I agree. I'm free events.
Free events are there just for show. It's just for
They want
a good
the food
time.
and the drink.
And the drinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember I one drink and that's it.
Yeah.
Now for the lunches, right? The people that always, because I've had people that invite, they're the ones sending me the invite. They cancel like 10 minutes before, and then they want to do it again, and then they cancel again. No, 2 strikes and you're out. Like, I'm now wasting my time on that. So I became a little bit of a stalker. I go on their social media. I go on their website. Depending on how it's built and depending on how much they show up and what they do makes a difference. If you're already not engaging your website, sorry, but if your website sucks, it also is a representation of yourself. So I'm a little bit of a stalker. I look at all of that. If it's somebody that has a specific phone number on their website, I will call and see how the response and how the service is over the phone. So become a stalker.
I love this. I don't do that to that extent. Here's what I've done to manage my time because lunches are so disruptive. They just are in the middle of your day. Yep. So what I did was I saved the lunch. I don't do any new relationship for lunch.
Okay.
It's either a Zoom, it's a virtual or a coffee.
Okay.
So that way I could do it on my way in. And what I did was I set up my Calendly for it to be either preset restaurants and coffee. So it's around my office or around my house. So that's it. So it's on my way leaving my house or on my way into the office. If I don't know you and you want to see if we have synergy, morning.
Correct.
Because the lunch can take 2 hours.
Exactly.
If it's at 12, I have to leave at 11:30. It's not till 12.
Exactly.
It's not an hour.
You're not going to come back at 1. You're going to come back at 2.
And sometimes, and if I'm going too close to my house, I'm not coming back.
Exactly.
So I realize that the lunch is, so I do lunch if I already know a person, but a new person that I meet at an event, sorry.
And that's when I become the real stalker.
Yeah.
If I'm at a networking event, obviously you get your business card, you exchange all of this. I am actively stalking you just to see if what you say at the event, you're actually doing it. So become a stalker.
That's
hashtag stalker.
Honestly, solid. We're 2 for 2 here of stuff. Yeah, but it works. You got to protect your time.
Yes.
There's a lot of tire kickers out there that just there's people that work in corporations that have to come back and say I had 5 lunches. So you're just one of them with no intention of connecting, no intention of ever sending you business. No, they just know they have to have 5 lunch meetings.
So another thing regarding your question is the time, right? How do I schedule it? I make sure not to schedule anything the last week of the month, because the last week of the month for us, it's heavy, high volume. Like we have to make sure that we end on a good month, that we meet our goal. So the last week of the month, I don't schedule anything unless it's do or die. Like it's super important. That's it. Beginning of the month, do you need me here? What's today? Today's the first. Today's the first. I was like, yes, that will be the perfect day, because we're starting at zero. If we're all about sales and we're all about volume and we're all about like making sure that your business is growing, the first week is going to be dead. So that's when I fill it up with as many meetings as possible, because I know I can be away from the office. My office is going to be working on paperwork from the month before. So that is week 1. I try to schedule as many things as possible. And the last week is a big no. I cannot do anything. I cannot be away from the office on the last day of the month, because I'm encouraging my team that we're going to hit the goal. So if we're like, and we're very heavy on policy counts and premium. If we are 5 policies away, or if we are $2,000 away from hitting our, it's like, I have to be on high energy. So all the energy that I put on networking and going on, I'm going to dedicate that to my team, because we're cultivating, like those are our babies as well, right? So it's just like, you have to make sure that you're there, that you're present. You can be dying. I could be dying, because yesterday I was dying. I could be dying, but I am going to be there to make sure that everybody ends in a good note.
It's interesting that you say that too, because I feel like I found myself even at the beginning, when you've done it at the beginning, you're afraid to say no to that event, because that's where your biggest referral is going to come from. What if, right? Once you get over that and realize that the majority of that does not happen, right? That's not how those big things happen. They happen, not the majority. I realized that I was so focused on trying to create relationships and this and that on the outside, that I was neglecting the team on the inside.
Yeah, it happens.
And now it's like, if you're working on bringing it in and other people process and have a team processing, you have to dedicate possibly more time to bring the team up to be able to handle it the way you would. Like, correct. And it took me a long time to realize, I can't neglect my team for new business.
Correct.
Like this is another part that needs to be time on the calendar. So that's what I've done. And like, I've tried to narrow down, and I got that feedback from one of them. He told me, he said, you're just not available enough. And I said, fair.
So to go with that 100%, one of the things, and I know that you like reading books, so I don't know if you've read this one, Radical Candor.
No, I haven't. I've heard about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of our like Q2, like we have to do it, because we are growing our team and all of this. Having those real candid conversations with your team makes a huge difference. And we've done the same. We're like, okay, now we need feedback, and don't be afraid of sharing that feedback, because just like how you want to be better and grow, we want you to be better and grow. And if I don't know what you're doing, what is happening and what you need, I'm not avoiding it for a reason. It's just because I don't know.
Right. We learned that and it's so funny too, because you're oblivious. You think that the team's comfortable. You think that and I learned that I had a virtual employee where I learned that they had already established and talked to me. My 2 other teammates had already talked about how like she wasn't doing good and like she was making mistakes. And so when I started catching on, and I was like, I brought it to them. I was like, do you get, and they're like, yeah, well, and I'm like, why wouldn't you tell me?
Exactly.
I'm out there. And they say they're comfortable. It's just a thing. It's a thing of it's just communication. It's constant reminder that the lines are open. It's like a candor, right? Like just come. It's honest. It's feedback. We're a team. It's a lot. But I realized that I had neglected this piece.
No, it happens to all of us.
And then frustrated because why? Like, what's happening?
Correct.
Oh, it's my fault.
No. You do have to look at yourself in the mirror, and it's like, okay, once you get the feedback, it's going to hurt.
Right.
Because sometimes they're like, okay, like once you give them that, like the gates are open, say whatever it is, you have to take it, and you can't overly react.
No, well, the thing is too, it's their truth.
Correct. Correct.
So whether you agree with it or not, or you think you're like, it doesn't matter. Especially I like to ask them too the question, like, what do you need from me to do the job better? Like what, so that way you can't tell me nothing for 3 months in a row and then come, well, I've asked you for 3 months,
Correct.
right? Like there's an element of accountability even to the communication. Like, let's talk about it.
Correct.
Yeah, but the networking it's crazy when you get a team because that's a whole other bucket of trauma dealing with people. All right. So we know how you prepare for the event. We know how you weed out the bad ones. You stalk people, 1 drink limit.
Yes.
Solid. Very good. Tell me about what have you learned about yourself in this realm of being a leader? It's hard.
Which is why I say, like, sometimes you have to look at yourself in the mirror and like acknowledge it, like, okay, like bad on me. One of the questions that we asked, it was, how do I give you constructive criticism, right? Because I am all about like, okay, I'm going to say something and my tone changes because it's like, it may hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
So it's just how to put this in a specific way. Like our team knows what Jerry's role is, what my role is, right? And they know our expectations and our, like, one of our core values is accountability. And one of the things that I always say is, if I'm going to give you I'm about to give you a constructive criticism, is like, hey, take note. Because if it's now coming out of me, it's because I've noticed it. I need to process how I'm going to deliver the message. And that is where I fail a lot. I will say that to this day, I'm still growing. I'm still learning.
You fail on the delivery part?
On the delivery part. Because
you think it's too harsh?
Sometimes. Because what happens is, and I'm sure you're going to see it, and my face speaks.
Oh, yeah.
So
No,
loudly.
yeah, your face has its
my
own light.
face
Yeah.
has its own
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
So it's all about, I notice whatever the mistake is, because we're human. So there are going to be mistakes, but it's how I'm going to deliver the message that sometimes I'm really bad at. So I always say, hey, I'm about to give you constructive criticism. Know that by tomorrow, I am not going to be upset. Because I think that's where the misconnection is sometimes, from when your team is receiving this information. It's like, okay, how mad is she going to be tomorrow? Right. No, I am about to deliver it. I need you to learn, take note, and just know that tomorrow, that's it. I expect, now my expectation is, I've said it, fix it, and like, let's move on from it. And one of the things that I always tell the team is, imagine I have to work with my husband.
Right.
So there's always going to be friction. If I am not upset at him the next day, why would I be upset at you that, like, okay, that's it. Like, tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow we got to get new clients. We got to make new connections. So I'm going to, like, I've delivered it. It's done. Just know, if there is feedback that now we need to have, let's have it today. But sometimes my delivery can be a little too harsh. And I've noticed that. The team has said it. My husband has said it. It's things that to this day, I am still learning and to learn how to.
It's funny because I was just away this weekend with a group of a mastermind that I'm in. And one of the ladies that presented, she actually presented on the art of communication, because she admittedly has zero like empathy.
Okay.
And so And she has taught, she presented on how to use, instead of using but, use and in your communication. It's not like you can say, I love you, but you made me mad, because then that invalidates the I love you.
Correct.
It's I love you and you make me mad. Right. So her whole presentation was about how these little words matter. It's super good.
I like that.
But she said something about that when somebody on her team made a pretty large mistake, they came to her and owned it, full accountability, brought a solution, and they addressed it. And that they said to her, because she's a little bit rough, she's like you and me, because I'm like that too. And they said, man, I thought you would be so much more mad at me. Like, I thought you would be like, I've been waiting for the reaction. And she told them, she was like, you're owning 100% of the guilt and the anger. And you brought the solution. And you brought the solution. You were accountable.
Correct.
I can see how disappointed you are at yourself, how mad you are at yourself. Why would I pile on?
Correct.
That's for you to carry. You brought a solution. Now, if you would have come here blaming others, I'd be mad. And I was like, dude, that's so good, right? Like that, what a great lesson in accountability for the team.
Yes.
As a leader, you don't have to berate people because they make mistakes, and it happens. We all make mistakes, but you have to be able to also uplift others when they are holding themselves accountable. Like that gift of, I think that's even a hard communication or a hard conversation to have that I don't know that I'm equipped to, to have that. And I tell my team all the time, there's no mistake that's unfixable.
Correct.
But we need to be honest about it, and we need to own it. The beauty is in the ownership of the mistake. It can almost erase the mistake. We might have to address it, but the feelings around the mistake.
And sometimes what feels like a huge mistake, if they own it and they bring it up early enough, you can be proactive. That it may be now a small little thing that, that was not such a big deal, but it's like, okay, but you made me realize that we were able to tackle it immediately. It's not like I'm finding out about it like 2 weeks later. Right. Now it becomes a huge monstrosity
that you can't fix.
Exactly. Yeah. And then now owning it, especially to the clients, it's nobody wants to have that conversation. No. Nobody, that's when the whole world is about to end in front of you.
Yeah. I mean, you guys walked into it today. So thanks for giving me the pep talk. It's difficult. But honestly, Kimberly, it's like this stuff is like what the future of business is made of, right? Like everyone's so focused on AI and technology and all this stuff. You know what? It all boils down to this: human interaction and communication.
No, one of the things that Jerry and I have recently been saying is like, yes, everything is now AI, but we're going to be going back to hey, it's all about the relationship. It's all about having that conversation. Because now people are going to hate having to call and immediately, when it's a human and when it's AI that is talking back to you. So yes, it's the modern thing, but at the same time, you still have to bring that.
It's over. People are fatigued.
Correct.
By it already. Like it's just too much.
Too much.
Like it's fine to be a thinking partner and to make people more efficient. I'm all for that. Correct. But it cannot replace the human aspect of, especially in what we do. It's very trust-based.
Yes.
So very, very difficult. All right. So we'll go down. So your leadership skills, working on it, but much progress.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Right.
Yeah. Not 100%. I can't say 100% because I still have growth.
You'll always have growth.
We'll always have that room for improvement. But I do have to say that you have to be, what's the word? It's a delivery. You have to make the decision to say, I need to educate myself on it.
Well, what you need to do too, is people like you and I, is we need to pause before we open our mouth.
Yes.
And you need to fix your face.
I'm not that I still have a lot of room.
Yeah. So
I'm at 10% on that one.
You got two. Thankfully, I'm stone cold. They're usually very hard for me to drop off. No, I just stay emotionless. Like I'm like a stone. But no, my face. Oh, so you gotta work. So work on the communication first, then we'll fix the face. That's so funny. And so, what do you think is your strongest leadership skill?
Wow, Ciara, you're like really dropping the bombs over here. Like, how do I answer
what do you think you're the best at?
Okay. I can be a really good cheerleader. I can be a really good cheerleader once I've taken the time to, what I said earlier, I really try to look and digest how everybody does what they do, right? And to myself, I have to see what it is that I what I bring to the table. So I wouldn't classify it as that's the best thing that I'm at, but it's something that I bring, and it's being the best cheerleader. So that way you feel like, whoa, I have a win. So I always say to my team, whatever they did that day that made a difference for me. But for the agency.
But honestly, that's really good. And it goes so good with the fact, I don't know if it doesn't sound like it's like overcompensation, but at least the team knows like, hey, Kimberly's going to shoot it straight, but she's also going to celebrate me. So it's not like a dog pile, right? You're not like constantly correcting them, or no, you, as quick as you are to be like, hey, let's talk about this, you're also quicker to just praise and celebrate. And that's important because sometimes it's just one of them. Sometimes it's just the negative.
No, but is that I like, because I like it for myself,
Sure.
right? So it's just like, okay, if I like that for myself, I want others to feel how good it feels to be praised at. So, and it's always, especially at the beginning when we have new team members that I'm trying to learn what it is that they're really good at, how am I going to train them and all of that. I pay attention and I write things down about them. And it's just really honing down into, okay, wait, I have to say it, because if I don't say it, tomorrow they're going to come in a completely different. So I always, even if it's just a really like, you did an amazing on this email that I sent over to you, thank you so much. It's just making sure that they heard a good attaboy from me today.
I love it. And I think it's very underrated. And I think it's underrated and very powerful. I think business owners underestimate because they think like, what do they care? Like, I pay them a lot of money. It's not about the money, right? Like sometimes it's just like the constant knowledge that you're doing a good job.
Yes.
Right. And that we like working with you, or you're a good teammate. The simplest of compliments can really boost morale.
Correct. Because it's like, oh wait, he or she realized that I did something. Right. I don't know. I'm not like hearing myself.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Can
good.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes it's just like, oh, it could be, I'm telling you, I write it down. It could be the smallest things, but it's going to let them know that I'm so observant. I'm looking at everything that they do, because then just like how I catch the mistakes, I also have to make sure that they're like, they see that I see that they're doing a good job.
I love it. I love it because I think it goes way further than people think.
Thank you.
It does, because it's just, I think people want to do a good job. Generally, most people want to do a good job. They don't want to show up to work and do a bad job.
Correct.
They're miserable. You know, people understand. I come to work for 8 hours. I get a paycheck. Like, let me make the best of it. And they want to feel appreciated.
Correct.
I think it's
so there's a joke in the office. It can go two ways. So I apologize. So we always say like, what we do is so boring.
Yeah.
That sometimes we just want to jump out of the 5th floor, because we're in a 5th floor building. Yeah. And one of our new members came in the first week, was like, hey, have you guys ever been to the 5th floor? Like, to see this? We were like, we all stayed quiet. We were like, wait a minute. Are you trying to jump? And he was like, everyone was like, wow. Like, no. I just want to see at the end of the day, if I can go see the sunset. We were like, what?
Oh, they're still not jaded. They're poor souls.
So to this day, we use that as a joke, like as an inside joke, because it's just like, okay, what we do is very boring. That sometimes you just need that. Wow, I did such a good job today.
Yeah, a breath of fresh air. And like you said earlier, we're not saving lives, right? Like, what we do is very important, but also it's, most things can be fixable and taken care of, right? Like, it's not heart surgery. We don't have people dying on our table because I'm stuck in traffic, right? Like, it's crazy. But it's crazy how that whole thing is. Question. So let's talk about what you do here as we're coming up on time. Tell me because I know that you are very big into the realtor network, even mortgage broker space. Like, correct. Give me 1 or 2, 3 your best tips on helping the real estate space get the deal done when it comes to insurance. Like, what is it? What are they missing? How can they prepare their clients? What do you got?
Okay. So one of the things that I've noticed is time. I am giving them time back. I always start the conversation is, don't bring me in at the end. Bring me in at the beginning, especially during inspection period. If you know that you have a deadline, that clients have to make a decision during the inspection period, right before you schedule that inspection period, bring me in. As a realtor, you already know so much about the house. Loop me in at that point, because I'm going to set it up for the delivery to just, once I have the inspections, it's just finalizing and making sure that what I think is going to work, like the proposal that I am going to show you, is not going to fall apart. So bring me in at that point when you made the the decision, when the clients have made the decision that I am going to schedule an inspection. That is the sweet spot. That is where I am giving you the time back, in the sense of like the value of time that the client is going to get the inspections. You give them to me, it's going to be already said and done. So that, let's call it 3 days, 5 days of the inspection period. In one day, I can make all of that go away, or make, like, in the sense of making the decision faster.
So good.
So time back.
Yeah. It's necessary. It's necessary, because when I used to do it, it was so frustrating to be the last one, and then the deal falls apart and it's your fault. No, it's everyone else that brought us in late.
Correct.
Yeah.
The realtor already knows, okay, the roof is old.
Right.
And they need new electrical pan. They already know, of
course they
the
do,
ins and outs of the house, because you brought your client in to that property. So you know that this is going to be the property that the client is going to like, love, build a family, build memories, because you already did your study on what that property is. So if you just have a true partnership with your insurance agent, you already know what your insurance agent is going to require. Set it up to where everybody is smooth process. I don't understand why they have to be so many roadblocks that are
preventable.
Exactly.
It's like, how do we keep having the same conversation? This is what you do. Yeah. And it's South Florida. Every home has an issue.
Exactly.
Right. I understand. Come on. None of it is new construction. What are we talking about? Everything is almost over 30 years plus.
Exactly.
So we know it's not new. Yeah. It's not out of the blue, the one-off. Mm-hmm. The new construction is the one-off. So what is your best piece? Oh my God, no, wait. We didn't even talk about working with your spouse. Give us the breakdown. Give us the success. What do you think? What do you think you guys do well? Like, how do you guys make it work?
Conversation. How we were saying earlier is have the conversations, have it raw. Like, because sometimes we like go at it, like face to face, like blah, 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 like we go at it, but knowing that tomorrow
new day.
It's a new day. Whatever you let out is because that's when you leave it all out on the table is when you can brainstorm and say, okay, how are we going to solve whatever issue that is? Or why didn't I see it from his point of view, from her point of view? Because everybody's point of view is their reality. So it's always making sure that you be as honest and raw as possible. So that way the next day can be better. Mm-hmm. So Jerry and I last year made 10 years. And in the last 10 years, we've worked together 5 years. And I will say that not only has it made our marriage stronger, but as business partners, even better, the fact that we're husband and wife, because we're able to really mold and separate at the same time what business life and personal life is, in the sense of we're making sure that everything in our surroundings is for our life and business. Because it's excuse me, it's intangible. Like it just goes together.
Right. Well, yeah. It's interwoven. You can't separate it.
Yes.
And you guys are rowing in the same direction. Mm-hmm. That's so hard.
Is it hard? 100%.
Sure.
It's extremely hard because our personalities are so different.
So different.
Our personalities are so different. So we see life completely different. And it's just making sure that one and the other hear it out. Mm-hmm. Wait a second. This is what I see. Kimberly is looking always at 3 different possible scenarios. And I'm a wife. I'm a wife. I'm a mom, business owner, woman, like call it all those avenues. I'm always looking at A, B, and C. He's a guy, he's a husband, and he's a business owner. Yes, he has possibly 3 ways that he can look at things, but I feel like guys only see one way. So I always make sure that I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. Let's take a step back and see all the possible scenarios that are going to happen and how we're going to be bombarded from different ways. So that way we can be ready. Mm-hmm. So that is one of those things that we've always said in our core values. From the very beginning, we said we are not going to let this mess up our marriage. Like, we're not going to fall into because our business didn't work out, our marriage didn't work out. Right? that's where I will say that then there is that separation that we intentionally make sure that does not affect one or the other. Because marriage for us was very important. I come from as I said earlier, my mom was a single mom. I came from a broken marriage and I didn't want that. I didn't want, like, if we had, because when we started, we didn't have kids. Remember, I was pregnant. Right. I said, if we ever have kids, I don't want that to be a bad influence. Sure. So I always made sure, like, hey, I've been there, done that. I don't want our kids to grow up with either one of us. Like, eventually a single parent, he could be the one staying, I could be the one staying with it, but it's like always be present, because you have to be able to separate that. What is the most important thing? And is that love, that family. So core values of what are non-negotiables for us is always in the back of our mind, like, hey, like, let's circle back and this is what's important. Mm-hmm. Everything else can be fixed.
Right. So good. What is your best piece of business advice that you can leave someone with?
Apparently it's becoming a stalker, remember?
Yeah. It's something borderline illegal. Cool. Thanks.
No. Honestly, it's just do your homework on where you're going to present yourself, because you're going to leave a little bit of you everywhere. I'm leaving a little bit of me with you guys. So it's just like, this is who I am. This is Kimberly. This is the person that if you ever come to meet me in person and you ever see me outside of these four walls, you're still going to get this version of it, right? You're still going to get the person that hardly can articulate words in English and he has to be thinking about how she's going to say it and how she's going to be presenting herself. You're still going to get that person. You're still going to get the many faces that my face speaks before my mouth. So it's just doing your due diligence for yourself, educating yourself so that way you can present yourself.
Very good.
Maybe that didn't make sense, but become a stalker.
It absolutely did make sense. No, it made sense. And you know what? There's no doubt that you're prepared. I love it. I love it. Yes. I love doing this with you. And
thank you.
And I guess Jerry.
No. Yeah, we have to include him every once in a while.
Yeah, because then his feelings get hurt. We have to include him. No, but it's been so cool to do this with you guys.
Thank you.
And I love you guys so much. And thank you for your friendship and your support.
You are our mentor. So
yeah, well. No.
Yes.
Tell everybody where they can find you, and we'll put it in the show notes.
So when it comes to social media, we're the Rivas Insurance Group, and the same way, our website is therivasinsurancegroup.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much.